Hi, welcome. Good seeing you. Come on,
Thank
please
you.
come in.
Thank you. Can you give us a tour?
It'll be my greatest pleasure to give you a tour. Why don't you come in?
Okay.
I'll just hold the door open for the cameraman so it doesn't knock in his face. Hi, welcome to my gallery in Brooklyn. And here I have many of my works hanging in the gallery. We have artists and architects come up to see what pictures they would like. And here we are in our center hallway. As you can see, there's many colors. It's exciting, it's vibrant, and I just love painting.
Beautiful colors.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Over here, we can show you how we could take an actual painting, put it on a metal background, and the colors just vibrate, and we could go up to 10 feet in it. And this one we happen to have in a floating frame. Over here we have another picture that was painted, and then the reproduction, which is on acrylic.
Wow. Colors really come out.
The colors pop, and what we're able to do digitally is change colors. So if someone loves this painting but would like it in pink, reds, and grays, we could do that for them digitally.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
This is crayon art. It's done by my daughter. And basically what she does is she takes crayons, makes her design, and then melts the crayons. Here she has another one where it's raining in colors, and she created and hand cut out a silhouette of a man carrying a woman with the umbrella.
That's beautiful.
And here is another one of our rooms in the gallery. Different kinds of art, our art sticks, vibrant art, solid art with royal blues, and powerful colored art. And then over here I have some pastel colors where I try to give a lot of texture, a lot of movement, a bubble effect or a petal effect. I enjoy it tremendously. Actually, when the place was totally bare, I painted the shades to give it a little color up there.
And this is all acrylics?
This is all acrylics. A lot of people tend to think they're oils, but I do at times put on varnish. I put on a heavy varnish.
Okay.
The varnish really pops colors.
Yes.
And at times it does make it look like an oil. Here's another movement piece. And
Is
it
this
flows.
accidental painting? Is something that it does its own thing?
Well, I create some of it. I am able to give it the movement that I want.
Okay.
And I'm able to blend the colors. I can't exactly say it's going to be perfectly how I want it, but I'm able to get my pinks where the blues are. So I'll have blue here, I'll have pink here, and I'm able to incorporate the pinks. Or over here, if I have a light blue or a darker blue, I'm able to bring in the lighter blue. So I do have a certain amount, a good portion of it is control. Sometimes I will start pouring, but then I have to really enhance it so the colors don't mix, you don't get a muddy brown, and the trick is to keep all your colors in its state, natural state. So this might be more subdued, where the blue one is just powerful.
Right.
Right. Unlike a regular gallery where you have one picture and you walk 5 feet and you have another picture, being in limited space in Brooklyn, New York, you try to maximize your space.
Right.
So as you could tell, all these pictures on this wall are the same size. I didn't separate them by color or anything, but by size, which these are 30 by 40s, which is a very good size for a lot of homes in New York, a lot of apartment buildings. California tends to go bigger. They have higher ceilings, larger pictures. China, went smaller pictures. Interesting, the different homes you find throughout the world.
These are neon colors, very different.
Right. Galleries would like me to have a definitive
Palette?
style, a definitive palette, so that I would automatically be recognized for my paintings. However, I tend to like to go different ways at this point.
Yes.
So maybe in the next 10 years, I'll give them what they want.
You don't have to.
No, I don't have to. But then again, oh, that's a Kerman. You know, it's interesting. For example, the top palette's very different because I kept a lot of white exposed.
But it's your textures. So
Right,
there's
the
some
texture is there.
textures that I'm starting to recognize in the other, regardless of the color. Yeah. That's good.
Moving along,
Yes.
it's a little bit hard to tell the vividness of this color. My peacock didn't have enough room to spread his feathers here, but the colors are really vivid. The powerfulness of these colors, when it's on a wall or white wall, it just brings a lot of happiness and joy. And I personally have no problem when someone touches a picture and feels the textures.
Beautiful. Oh, this is so interesting. The other side of the wall is
Right, the other side of the wall, I have different things here. This is really like the grunge, so to speak. They put this on walls made of brick and stone, the old homes in Manhattan and everything that had the brick fireplaces and brick walls.
This is great.
Thank you. This was done by my daughter,
Wow.
and
There's an influence of your work in her work, of
well,
course, you know.
there's an influence of the genes, the DNA. So, I mean, the
That's
work
it.
is, but she's a minimalist. She really enjoys simplicity. And I'm proud of her. She's great.
Oh, and
Come into this
textures are
room.
amazing. I love it.
Here I tend to throw a bit of watercolor, or try to give a watercolor effect, even though it's really not. It's me diluting down my own paint. So that's another style that I like to do.
So, how's the day in your studio? Do you paint every day?
I paint at least 4 days a week.
Okay.
I usually paint from 6:30 to 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock. I like the morning sun coming up. I like the energy from the sun as the sun rises, so I enjoy painting.
Yeah.
And it's also a good time when no one bothers you. Here's a large picture. We just brought this back from Vienna. It was on a show. We had 10 pictures in show in a Vienna gallery. They sold some of them, and this one they just returned. I like to call it the red cardinal. I just have that little bird right in here.
Right. Wow.
The picture that I am now showing you is really a 40-foot connecting picture where you could see one panel connects into the next panel. And we could take it 40 feet long on a 50 or 60-foot wall. Exciting painting, these. Again, unfortunately, no 60-foot room in Brooklyn to hang it horizontally.
So here we are, Neil. Thank you so much. I want to thank you for opening the doors to your studio, your world, your universe.
It's a great pleasure.
Incredibly colorful universe.
Thank you very much. It's
Yeah.
great having you and your staff here.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to hear from the beginning. How did everything start? Because you have an incredible organization now, really well established, collected everywhere. How did everything start?
It started with my mother. She
Okay.
gave birth to me.
Okay.
And no, in all seriousness, I have an uncle who was the colorist for DC Comics. He used to do the Superman, Batman comic books. And then Warner Brothers bought out DC Comics, and he used to do some of their movies and that kind of art. And I think I got a lot of my talent from him.
Okay.
I'm in the nursing home business for many years. I'm a licensed nursing home administrator. I'm also what's called an ACC, an Activity Certified Consultant, where I created and designed programs for the Alzheimer's patient. And in one of my nursing homes that I bought, I had a 60-foot empty wall, and I went out and bought 40 feet of canvas and paint. And I painted a picture and I hung it up, and people liked it. So I did the same thing on another floor, and a family member came in, they liked what they saw, they hooked me up with a gallery in New York, Sophia Ventura, and they hooked me up with the Marc Hachem Gallery in Paris, and before I knew it, I was flying to Marbella, Ibiza, Madrid, Cannes, Monaco, etc.
So the first painting was 40 feet?
It was 40 feet of canvas. In other words, it was divided into 10 sections.
Wow.
Yeah, it is wow. And I designed it in very bright and brilliant colors, but simplicity, because we also used it in the hallways for physical therapy for the residents. So the physical therapist might say, why don't you move your hand from yellow to red to blue? And it worked out very nicely.
And now you focus, now that you mentioned that your art is focused on healing. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, I believe color can heal. I believe the spectrum has, as many colors, and each one has a component or a property that can heal individuals. And I wouldn't say every color is for every person, but people do get different feelings when they see different colors. It could even be if someone's putting something on. Someone might put a blue dress on in the morning and say, I just don't feel right in it, and they'll switch to a pink dress or switch the color lipstick. So I do believe that color makes people feel good. I like to write a positive message on my canvas, such as let the world be healed before I paint, or if I know someone that's ill, let this person be healed.
Okay, and you do a lot of commission work. Do you study that before creating a commission for somebody? Do you go about what color would be better for this person, or do they request?
Well, it all depends who. If it's for a decorator,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on what color they're doing in the room, and I really don't think they're thinking of the healing process.
Right.
Some people tell me they will feel very good if they have pale pinks or pale blues, where others enjoy looking at very vivid colors. And what I do study is I might go into a person's home, look at what they have there and make suggestions, or if they have a color in mind, I will give them samples of a color to see what they would like first.
Right. How about the patterns? I know I noticed your work. Well, there's a lot of contrast. I think simultaneous contrast is your thing when it comes to color. But how about patterns? Is that something that comes spontaneously?
It comes both. It comes spontaneously, and it also comes that I have developed techniques where I can create certain textures and patterns and reproduce them. It took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of mixing of paints and other mediums for me to get it. Sometimes it's not exactly what I wanted, and sometimes members of the team will say, don't touch it, but I always push myself to the edge. And sometimes I say, maybe I shouldn't have touched it, but I like the excitement of stretching and pushing the limits.
Okay, and you create here, right?
I create everything here. This is in Brooklyn, New York, and I do a lot of the creating and painting in the back of this studio.
How about your team?
My team is great. I have Israel, who handles all of the website. He really handles all of the shows, where we're going, makes the appointments, gets in touch with different people. Elke does more of the administrative work, and Elliot, who's sitting at that desk over there, he really contacts individuals. We go to shows. People want to be in touch with us. He responds to their emails. And that's about the team. Besides the galleries, I'm also represented in New York by another gallery called Artifact. They're on 84 Orchard Street.
Okay. Now, talk to me about these works behind you, the art sticks.
Many people said they love my work, but they can't put these big pictures into their homes. And I thought, why not make a smaller piece? So this piece that I designed is 6 inches by 6.5 feet. So many people could hang it on a beam, or they could hang it across the top, have color in their apartment where otherwise it would be difficult to place.
Right.
And this has been a very successful series. We sold out in many of our shows that we went to, and people do ask me to create colors for them. Some might like an emerald green, some might like royal blue. I do take some of my styles from, I have over here some samples of soap. It looks like crystal, but it's actually soap. And then I would try to copy these colors onto canvas also, if someone wants a rich, exciting, and vibrant color.
So where are you getting all this inspiration
Besides colors,
Yes.
I also get it. I don't have it down here, but I have a tremendous tie collection.
Oh, okay.
And when I walk through the street, I will just buy the tie, because the way the colors are intertwined, perhaps I would not have thought of those colors, or I try to copy those colors. So I have many, many, many ties. And the inspiration really comes from the weather. I'll go outside. If it's a great day, I'll come into the studio. I'll say, wow, I could use a bright yellow, and I'll start a painting with a bright yellow. Doesn't always mean you're going to see yellow in that picture, but that's what I'll start with.
Okay. Can you show us around?
It'll be my greatest pleasure to show you around.
Okay.
And this was a test sample. Some people like it much softer, but we use one form of shade that gives a softer texture. But if you use another shade, the vividness and the brightness will come out of in the colors. This is a metal piece of one of my paintings, and we can make this into many sizes. I think we could go up to 10 feet if we shoot in high resolution. All our pictures are shot in high and low resolution. This is a reproduction of one of my paintings on canvas, and we do it on metal and acrylic, but what we're working on is doing it in a wallpaper. So if we take this off, it comes right off, and voila, the wallpaper could go back on.
Wow.
You want to change your room overnight, and you have a different color room. And the last thing that we're working on is perhaps taking my paintings, which again is the same as this,
Yeah.
and the same as that, and making panels and putting them into pocketbooks.
Beautiful. Great idea.
Thank you. And now we'll continue through the studio here. Here I keep some of my paints. We try, anything that comes out on the market, I try it. I try the paint. I tried what textures I could use in my pictures. And we're always mixing oils and acrylics together and just trying to see what combinations we could get.
So you work with both oils and acrylics?
Very little oil. The oil I work with would be an oil varnish,
Okay.
where if I put a drop into the acrylic, it separates, and when I put it onto the canvas, it gives me great textures.
Okay.
Here we have the canvas room. I have pretty much all size canvases. Okay, and here we have all different sizes of canvases. And over here I'm experimenting, working with paint on paper towels. And these paper towels happen to be Bounty. If Bounty are watching, you know. We keep some paintings here in the studio, whether if they're going to be shipped out, the paintings, we get them ready here, we process them, and we do all of our shipping from here. And we just keep paintings around, not knowing necessarily what they are, where they're going, or who wants to buy them, but we'll just take them. And here I have more paints. I tend to use also, I like airbrush paint.
Yeah, okay.
Airbrush paint gives me nice colors, even though I don't airbrush yet.
Okay.
So I use that as a paint also. Over here on the floor, what we are doing, this was a sample, but we have made tables for people that have commissioned them. Sometimes they like a small artistic table in the child's bedroom or even in their living room. Okay, back here is where I do the painting. I do paint on easels, which is behind a painting, and I also paint on the table, where you can see some of our mess. But the reason I have everything on here is we're doing a show in Tokyo, and I design new colors which perhaps could be used on kimonos, and we're having someone come in later in the day to look at these paintings, and then we do larger paintings with the textured paintings, movement paintings where we feel it has a flow. And I just paint, and I like when the person comes and looks at them and they pick what they like. In here I keep more paintings, only out of space. So I will do colorful paintings like this, where one person might like it, and we keep about 30 or 40 paintings in here, which I invite you in to see. And I might have movement paintings like this versus white paintings or white backgrounds such as this, which is very textured. I also do paint certain ways for certain countries. For example, the hotter countries do like, they get a pleasure out of a splash. And I do these in different colors because you never know what someone's living room is going to look like. And we sell a lot of these in the hotter climates where it's textured, very simple, and I'm able to just give a smooth texture on a very pale palette.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I do a couple of these in and it's also interesting that when someone looks at a painting, they turn it in different directions
And you said you don't sign it until
to see which way they like it best. And that's why I don't sign the front of the paintings, is because I want to see how someone wants to hang it first before they make that decision. Many of the larger paintings, such as the ones on the wall over there, people will hang vertical or horizontal. Just something different in color, something simple, which I commissioned for someone. Yet now I'm also working on a smaller size canvas from the stick series, correct. And also people have been asking lately for circles, so I started to work on some of the circles.
you so much for allowing us to come here.
It's a great pleasure for
Yeah.
you to meet Alan and Alexis and your team.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, these works are amazing. It's been, I don't know, it's been like walking into a different universe with all these colors. It's like a dream walking in your gallery.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. For me, it's wonderful sitting here, just sitting on a couch and meditating,
Yes.
looking at the pictures.
Yes.
But I thank you for coming and visiting with us, and it's just been great.
Thank you. Thanks. And just anything that you want to say before we go? Is there any message for anyone else?
Enjoy your colors, enjoy your art, and enjoy every day. That's what life is all about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And don't forget, stay inspired.
Be inspired. Bye.